Every morning, you stand at a crossroads. You can repeat yesterday, or you can rise into the person you were meant to become. Think about that for a moment. Every single morning, before you speak a word, before you check your phone, before anyone asks anything of you, you make a decision that shapes your entire day. And your day shapes your identity, and your identity shapes your future. Most people don't realize this. They wake up reactive, rushing, stressed, tired, already behind. Not because they're weak, not because they don't have goals, but because they start their morning with no structure, no intention, and no identity of who they want to be. The truth is simple. Your morning ritual is the most powerful tool you have for personal development. Not your motivation, not your environment, not even your talent. Your morning, because the first hour of your day decides the direction of the next 24. If you win your morning, you win your life. If you lose your morning, you spend the rest of the day trying to catch up. But here's the exciting part. You don't need a perfect life to build a powerful morning. You just need a simple ritual, a few intentional steps, and the willingness to stop letting your mornings happen to you and start shaping them for you. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll learn a morning ritual that rewires your mindset, rebuilds your confidence, and accelerates your personal development faster than anything you've tried before. Your new future begins the moment you wake up. The distance between who you are today and who you want to become is hidden inside your mornings. Most people think the gap is knowledge or money or connections. But the real gap, the quiet one, the invisible one, is the gap between how you start your day and the life you say you want. Look at your mornings honestly for a moment. Do you wake up rushed? Do you grab your phone before you grab your purpose? Do you begin your day reacting to notifications, problems, noise, instead of building momentum for your future? This is where self-development quietly fails, not because people lack ambition, but because they start their day in survival mode. No clarity, no structure, no intention, just movement without direction. And here's the painful truth. You cannot create a powerful life with a powerless morning. You cannot become your future self while repeating your past habits. And you cannot step into the identity of a disciplined, focused, successful person while starting your day the same way everyone else does. But here's the breakthrough. Your future self isn't waiting for a miracle. Your future self is waiting for a morning where you slow down instead of rush, where you choose intention over impulse, where you begin your day with clarity, not chaos, where you decide before the world wakes up who you are going to be. Because every transformation begins with one shift, a new identity created in the first quiet moments of the day. And when your mornings change, your decisions change. When your decisions change, your habits change. And when your habits change, you become someone new. Success is not built by motivation, it's built by structure. If you've ever wondered why your motivation fades, why your discipline collapses after a few days, why you start strong but fall back into old patterns, the answer is simple. Your mornings have no structure. A structured morning is not about waking up early for the sake of it. It's about creating a repeatable system that stabilizes your mind, strengthens your emotions, and gives your day a clear direction. Because here's what most people don't know. In the first hour of your day, your brain is the most programmable. Your mind is quiet. Your willpower is highest. Your emotions are neutral. Your focus can be shaped. This is the window where habits stick, where confidence grows, where clarity appears, where intention becomes identity. But when your morning is chaotic, when you wake up late, rush out the door, grab your phone, drown in notifications, you train your brain to react, not lead, to survive, not build, to follow, not direct. And nothing destroys personal development faster than starting the day in reaction mode. A structured morning flips the script. It puts you back in control. It tells your brain, I decide how this day begins. I choose how I show up. I run my life does not run me. A structure doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it must be intentional. Because the moment you introduce structure into your morning, your energy becomes smoother, your thinking becomes clearer, your actions become aligned, and your day becomes something you create, not something you endure. This is why nearly every high performer, leader, and deep thinker guards their mornings like treasure. They know something simple. A structured morning builds a structured life, and a structured life builds an unstoppable you. 3 steps, 30 minutes, a lifetime of momentum. Most people think a morning ritual must be long, complicated, or perfect. It doesn't. It only needs to be intentional and repeatable. That's why MotivationA uses a simple, science-backed, identity-shifting structure, 3 steps that activate your body, your mind, and your purpose. Nothing extra. Nothing overwhelming. If you master these 3 steps, your entire life direction changes. A. Wake up your body. Energy creates clarity. Movement is the fastest way to tell your brain, we are alive. We are awake. We are in control. You don't need a full workout, just 5-10 minutes of intentional movement, stretching, mobility, push-ups, walking outside, deep breathing with motion. This increases oxygen, raises dopamine, stabilizes mood, and flips your brain into engaged mode. Kobe did this before sunrise. The Rock does this every day. High achievers don't wait for energy, they create it. Your body is the ignition. Once it fires, everything else follows. B. Feed your mind. What you input shapes who you become. The first ideas you consume each morning program your thinking for the next 12-16 hours. So instead of checking your phone, choose intentional input. Read 1-2 pages of a book on growth. Listen to 3-5 minutes of an uplifting message. Journal thoughts or questions that sharpen your awareness. Ask yourself, what matters today? What must I become to match my goals? What belief do I refuse to carry into this new day? This is how identity shifts quietly, repeatedly, intentionally. Bill Gates reads every morning. Thomas Edison journaled his ideas before touching any work. Your mind is your operating system. Feed it wisely. C. Set your intentions. Direction beats speed. Most people waste their day not because they're lazy, but because they wake up with no target. Spend 2-3 minutes doing this. 1. Choose your top 3 priorities. 2. Visualize your most powerful self, completing them. 3. Speak one identity statement aloud. I am someone who finishes what I start. I move with purpose. I honor my future self today. When you set intentions, you give your day structure. When you visualize, you give your actions meaning. When you speak identity, you give your mind direction. And direction is what separates progress from chaos. 3 steps, 30 minutes, body, mind, identity. This is the blueprint of a strong morning and the foundation of a strong life. Waking up early is not a habit. It's an identity. Anyone can set an alarm. Anyone can buy a planner. Anyone can talk about goals. But only a few choose to become morning leaders. People who take command of their day before the world even opens its eyes. And here's the truth most people never hear. Your morning is not a discipline problem. It's an identity problem. If you see yourself as someone who tries to wake up, you will negotiate with your alarm. You will reason with your excuses. You will fall for your feelings. But if you see yourself as someone who leads the morning, everything shifts. Leaders don't wait to feel ready. Leaders don't wait for motivation. Because a morning leader understands something simple. Your feelings wake up after you do. Your purpose wakes up when you do. This is why successful people treat the morning with such respect. They know the first battle of the day is internal, the battle between the old self who wants comfort and the new self who wants transformation. And that battle is won in the first 10 seconds after your alarm rings. Not by talent, not by luck, but by identity. Tell a child, you're smart, and they act smart. Tell a soldier, you're disciplined, and they behave with discipline. Tell yourself, I am a morning leader, and your actions begin to follow. Identity leads. Discipline reinforces. Results appear. So from this moment forward, stop saying, I'm trying to wake up early. Start saying, I am the kind of person who owns the morning. I am the kind of person who shows up for my future self. I am a morning leader, because the day doesn't shape you. You shape the day. In the quiet hour before the world wakes up, you finally meet yourself. Most people fear silence. They fear being alone with their thoughts. They fear hearing the truth their busy life has been drowning out. But the greats, the thinkers, the leaders, the creators, they treat the early morning silence as sacred ground. Because silence is not emptiness. Silence is clarity. Silence is power. Silence is the doorway to self-mastery. In the early morning, before notifications, before opinions, before responsibilities, your mind is untouched, clean, open, receptive. This is when your deepest insights rise. This is when your real priorities appear. This is when your future self whispers, this is who you're meant to become. Einstein took quiet morning walks to think. Maya Angelou wrote in empty hotel rooms to hear her inner voice. Steve Jobs practiced morning stillness to sharpen intuition. Gandhi sat alone at sunrise to anchor his spirit before leading a nation. They weren't avoiding the world. They were preparing to lead it. And you can do the same. Spend 5 minutes each morning in intentional solitude. Sit in silence. Breathe slowly. Sit, breathe slowly. Notice your thoughts without judgment. Let your mind settle. Let your priorities surface. Then, add 2 minutes of gratitude. Simple, honest, thankfulness. Gratitude clears emotional noise and unlocks perspective. Finally, add 2 minutes of reflection. What do I need to release? What do I need to honor today? How can I show up as my highest self? These 5-9 quiet minutes will do more for your personal development than scrolling for an hour or planning for a week. Because clarity is not found in noise. Clarity is found in stillness. And when the morning becomes your place of stillness, your life becomes a place of strength. Success leaves clues, and almost all of them point to the morning. If you study the world's highest achievers, leaders, creators, CEOs, athletes, thinkers, you will notice something undeniable. They treat their mornings as non-negotiable, not optional, not flexible. Because they understand a simple truth. The morning is the only part of the day the world can't steal from you. Let's look at a few of them, not to idolize their routines, but to recognize the pattern behind their greatness. Benjamin Franklin. He began every day by asking, what good shall I do today? Before touching any work, he aligned his character with his purpose. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. He wakes up at 3:45 a.m. Why? To think clearly, review strategy, and enter the day prepared, not rushed, not reactive, but intentional. Barack Obama. Throughout his presidency, mornings always included movement. He knew physical energy drives mental focus. If he didn't take care of his body, he couldn't lead a nation. Bill Gates. He reads in the morning to keep learning, expanding, and sharpening his worldview. High achievers don't just work harder, they think better because of what they consume. Oprah Winfrey. She practices intention setting and gratitude. She doesn't start her day with noise, she starts with alignment. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Long before he became a world champion, he used visualization each morning, seeing himself winning, lifting, performing until the image became reality. These people live different lives, have different talents, and pursue different missions. Yet their morning patterns share the same 4 pillars. 1. Energy. They activate the body. 2. Focus. They fuel the mind. 3. Strategy. They choose priorities. 4. Identity. They anchor who they are becoming. This is the success pattern of MotivationA. And here's the key. You don't need to copy their exact routines. You only need to copy their principle. Use the morning to build the person you want to be before the day tries to pull you back into the person you used to be. That is what high achievers protect. That is what separates growth from stagnation. That is why your morning cannot be casual, it must be intentional. You're not fighting the morning. You're fighting the older version of yourself. Every person who tries to build a morning ritual eventually hits the same wall. Not exhaustion, not lack of time, but internal resistance. That voice in your head saying, stay in bed a little longer. You can start tomorrow. It won't matter if you skip today. That voice is not laziness. It's not weakness. It's your old identity trying to survive. Personal development isn't just about adding new habits. It's about breaking old patterns built over years of reacting, rushing, snoozing, and avoiding discomfort. Let's address the 4 biggest forms of resistance you'll face. 1. I'm not a morning person. No one is born a morning person. People become morning people through repetition and identity. It's conditioning, not destiny. You can train your body, but first you must train your beliefs. 2. I feel tired when I wake up early. Of course you do. It's called sleep inertia. Every human feels it. High achievers don't interpret tiredness as a signal to quit. They interpret it as a signal to move. Drink water, get light, do 30 seconds of movement. Energy doesn't show up first, you show up first, and energy follows. 3. I don't have time for a morning ritual. You don't need time, you need priorities. 15 minutes of intentional action can change the direction of your entire day. If you don't control the first minutes, you'll spend the next 12 hours trying to recover from them. 4. I fail after 2-3 days. That's not failure. That's adaptation. Your brain is rewiring. Your identity is shifting. Progress never feels smooth. It feels uncomfortable. Lower the pressure. Wake up 10-15 minutes earlier first. Keep the ritual short. Celebrate consistency over perfection. And if you keep going day after day, small win after small win, your old identity loses power. Your new identity gains momentum, and the resistance becomes quieter. Because the greatest battle of personal development is not between you and the alarm clock, it's between who you've been and who you're becoming. And the moment you choose your future self over your excuses, your life begins to transform. A powerful morning becomes a powerful life. Most people underestimate how much one single morning can change their entire day. They think momentum is built in big achievements, big discipline, big breakthroughs, but momentum is built in the first small victory of the day. Because one strong morning creates a chain reaction, a quiet ripple that touches everything you do. Think about it. When you start your day with intention, your mind becomes clearer. And when your mind is clearer, your decisions become sharper. And when your decisions are sharper, and when your actions carry weight, your confidence grows. And when confidence grows, identity shifts. All from the way you started your morning. This is why Admiral William McRaven famously said, if you want to change the world, start by making your bed. He wasn't talking about the bed. He was talking about momentum. A small win becomes self-respect, becomes discipline, becomes transformation. Now imagine stacking 3 morning wins every day. You moved your body. You fed your mind. You set your intentions. That's not just a routine. That's an engine, a force, a new internal rhythm. But the ripple effect doesn't stop with you. When you walk into a room grounded, focused, and prepared, people feel it. Your work improves. Your conversations deepen. Your problem-solving sharpens. Your emotional stability strengthens. You influence the environment instead of being shaped by it. This is why strong mornings matter. They don't just create better days, they create better people, and better people create better lives. So remember, you don't need a perfect morning to change your life. You only need one strong morning, repeated enough times, to shift your direction, build your identity, and create a momentum that carries you further than motivation ever could. For the next 7 days, you and your future self will meet every morning. This is where everything changes, not in theory, not in motivation, but in action. For the next 7 days, I'm challenging you to step into a new identity, not slowly, not eventually, but starting tomorrow morning. Because identity isn't built by big speeches or big dreams. Identity is built by repetition, by evidence, by the choices you make while the world is still asleep. Here is your 7-day morning ritual challenge. 1. Wake up 20-30 minutes earlier. Not to suffer, but to create space for your future self. 2. Follow the MotivationA 3-part framework. Move your body. Feed your mind. Set your intentions. 30 minutes. 3 wins. 3. No phone for the first 20 minutes. Protect your mind before the world enters it. 4. Write 1 sentence each morning. Today, I honor the person I am becoming. Do this for 7 days. Just 7. And watch what happens. Your self-respect rises. Your clarity sharpens. Your discipline becomes natural. Your identity begins to shift. Because a new life doesn't start with a new year. A new life starts with a new morning. If you're ready to begin, if you're ready to step into the strongest version of yourself, comment day 1 below. Say it proudly. Say it with intention. Your future is not waiting. It's waking up. If this message spoke to you today, drop a number 8 inches. The comments 8 means new beginning, new discipline, new identity. Share 1 goal you will commit to this week. Your future self is watching.